In this episode of Project Vehicle Upgrade, we'll be looking at this 2023 Ram Cummins Turbo Diesel. We'll be taking a look at some accessories we installed, but most importantly, we'll be taking a look at the custom audio system. So stay with us. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the stereo. So come this way real quick. I'm gonna show you exactly what we did. Okay, so on this vehicle, as you can see, we have the big tablet style radio. We did not want to change that because you got a lot going on here. You have your climate control, that's ran through here. You have your reverse camera, that's ran through here. And basically all your state-of-the-art features that come with this vehicle. So what we did in order to tie into the system is we used the Pack Audio RP4-CH41. This gives us front, rear, and sub RCA out of the radio before it actually gets into the factory amplifier. So the factory audio system is the Harman Kardon. So you have a separate amplifier that hooks up to all the speakers that are in here. And then from there, it's all crossed over and time aligned. So this piece actually allows us to get the signal before it goes to the Harman amplifier. That way we have a good, clean audio signal going to the aftermarket amplifiers. Now the amp we used actually had an optical input, so we used the expanded optical output from the pack piece in order to go to the amplifier. Now the part number on that piece is the AP-TOS1. Also with the RP4-CH41, the harness that comes with that particular piece is not compatible with this vehicle. So we had to buy an additional harness, which is the APH-CH42. Now that is the correct one for this vehicle. Each vehicle is different, so if you go onto PAC's website, you'll be able to tell which one you'll actually need. For this vehicle, 2023 3500, you're gonna need both those pieces in addition to the optical output if you want to do optical output to the amplifier. So what we did on the inside speakers are all blam. On the top dash, we did the LM80, and these are basically 80 millimeter speakers or 3-inch, and they're rated at 25 watts RMS and 100 watts peak. The frequency response is between 100 hertz all the way up to 25,000 hertz. Now I'll go ahead and get into the amplifier now. We use the Helix M6 DSP, which has a DSP processor built into it. And it, of course, is a 6-channel, 100 watts times 4 at 4 ohms or 2 ohms, okay? So on these front speakers, we use channels 1 and 2, dedicated to those. And then in the doors, we did the Blam L165Ps. These are the live series. You got the tweeter up top here that fit in the factory location. And we replaced the factory 6x9 with a 6.5. And of course, we built an adapter to make that work. And not to mention, we did deaden the outside door with sound skins. The inside door panel is actually all plastic, so there's not really much to do there. And then we also did the speaker adapters as well. Now those Blam speakers are rated at 90 watts RMS, and we did use the crossover that comes with the tweeter. We did not use the crossover that came with the mid. We crossed the mid over at the amplifier in the DSP. And the frequency range on the speaker set is 50 hertz all the way up to 25,000 hertz. And in the back, we did the same speakers, so the L165Ps. We put the tweeters up top on the headliner, and then we did the 6.5s in the rear door. As you can see, we have the Helix M6 DSP behind the seat. Now these seats actually pop down because we have a 1-inch seat spacer that we put in that goes along with the box that we'll talk about here in a minute. So again, that's 6 channels, 100 watts times 6 at either 4 or 2 ohms. And then you have that award-winning DSP from Audio-Tech Fisher built into this Helix amplifier. And of course, we did the time alignment, we did left and right EQing, and we were able to basically tune everything at the DSP. Now, this amplifier also has inputs, so we put the bass amplifier into the input of this and ran it through the DSP as well. Okay, so let's talk about the bass amplifier. This is the Alpine R2 A150M. This is a 1500 watt amplifier at 1 ohms, and it's running the R212s. We'll look at those here in a minute. And then we also did the epicenter as well. So if this customer is listening to music that doesn't have a lot of bass, like some older rock or whatnot, he'll be able to fully utilize his bass system by using this epicenter. Now off to the left of this is a Sound Digital 4-channel. This is the 800.4, and that actually runs the speakers that are underneath the vehicle, which we will talk about in a minute. But let's talk about the subwoofers really quick. These are the Alpine R2-W12D4. Now these speakers are 750 watts RMS a piece, so we are matched up perfectly with their 1500 watt amplifier. And this box is extremely impressive. If you haven't heard of this company, Fox Acoustics, they make some really nice boxes, especially for this ram. Now, with this particular style ram that has the cubby holes here on the bottom, you're a little bit limited as far as what you can do for subwoofers because there's really not a lot of space in those two cubbies. Now, what Fox did is they included a 1-inch seat spacer that lifts the seat up so you're able to get a box this big in. Now, there are boxes by some other companies that are very expensive, over $1,000. This box is actually extremely reasonable for what you get and especially how it sounds. So about 500 bucks for this, and that includes the seat spacers, the grills, and the box. And as you can see, you have this nice textured finish. So this is nice and rugged, and the fit and finish is really nice on this. This is actually, believe it or not, a ported box. So the ports are in the back, facing back, but the amount of bass that this box gives out is unbelievable. This customer really wanted lots of bass. His last truck that we did was an F350. We put 4 L7s behind the seat. He wanted something that was going to be as loud, if not louder than that. And he's actually really happy with the way that this box sounds. So again, Fox Acoustics, they do have some other boxes out there, so look into them. But this box is definitely, if you have this truck, this is the box you want to go with. Okay, so let's talk about the speakers that we actually installed underneath this vehicle. So in this spot here, we built 4 boxes. We mounted one here on both the driver and the passenger side. So they're custom boxes, and then we coated them with the rhino liner so that they'll be able to withstand the elements. And the speakers that are in them are made by Diamond Audio, and they have the horn compression tweeter built into the center of them. The model number is the MP654. Now those speakers are not exactly weatherproof, but what we did is Diamond Audio actually makes some covers that allow you to put over the top of them, and they're completely waterproof, but they still allow all the sound to come through. So it's a newer technology, really cool. We put those over the top, so if it gets caught in the rain, if it's mud's kicking up, or if it's in the sand, no problem. Those grills will protect those speakers. Okay, so what we did is we installed a switch under the dash here. So when you want to turn those outside speakers on, you just flip that up. Now, listen, you want to be heard, and not just the bass. You want to hear the highs and the mids and everything that goes along with it, then installing outdoor speakers is actually the way to go. Now, I know you guys are thinking, well, why would I need that, right? Well, you guys turn your music up anyway, right? You want people to hear you. You want people to hear you coming. But normally they just hear the bass. They don't hear the highs because the highs are inside the vehicle. If you really want to hear the music, then this is the way to go. I'm gonna give you a demo real quick on how this actually works. All right, so I'm gonna ask Sal to step back a little bit real quick, and I'll turn it up, and I'll have the speakers off, and then I'll turn them on, and then you guys can see the difference, all right? Let's check it out. So you can really hear the bass. The bass is rolling off nice. Well, you're just hearing like the bass, right? All right, check this out. Now you can hear everything, not just the bass. So that's a huge difference in the way that sounds from the outside by adding those outdoor speakers. Okay, so one more thing before we wrap this thing up, we actually did install a train horn in this vehicle. This is made by Horn Blasters, and this is the Conductor series. We have 2 compressors along with the 5-gallon tank and 4 trumpets. Now on this particular one, we did the spare tire delete, so we have that nice bracket that's mounted underneath, and then we had it powder coated red, so it looks nice and slick. And then on this, basically what you do is you just hit the switch here, and now we'll switch on the train horn. And next to the switch, you do have the pressure gauge, and that tells us how much pressure is in the tank. So when you hit the horn in the center of the steering wheel, it'll turn on the air horns. Woo! All right, so that'll wrap this up. Now, if you're interested in the system and you got this particular vehicle, we can sell this whole system to you. Wrap it up, send it out. This system sounds absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best, if not the best system we've ever put in the 3500. Also, if you live locally and you got a truck you need it hooked up, come see us. We're located at 465 North Oxnard Boulevard in the beautiful city of Oxnard. Make sure to check out our website at breakersstereoandperformance.com. Peace.